This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Sunday, January the 16th. Race number 8 at Aqueduct. Let's throw up the field for a very competitive edition of the Ladies Handicap. Fillies and mares going 1 1/8. Race number 8 at the Big A on Sunday. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Mike, the 5 Miss Leslie, I followed her career rather closely in the Mid-Atlantic area. If there's one thing you know about her, she wants distance. 1 1/8 is right up her alley.
Yeah, the distance of this race, no problem for her. I mean, I guess at a short price, you could say, she's one of those horses who likes to sit and make a run. So maybe she'll need a little bit of pace in front of her, Dan, but it feels like a very good spot for her. She's in very good form right now.
I have noticed, and you're right, she likes to come from behind. At least in her last couple of races, she's gotten herself more involved earlier. She hasn't been more of a one-run closer. She's been right on top of the leaders, turning into the stretch. So maybe she can get into it a bit earlier. Taking a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector, Exotic West, Vienna Code, Battle Bling. These are not exactly blazers, Mike. And I wonder how fast this pace is going to be up front if they're the ones in control.
Yeah, I feels like if those are the horses that go forward, it's not going to be a fast pace. I don't think they're going to go that fast early, Dan. I sort of looked at it when I was going through the race, and I thought the 6, It's Cold into Hair, was going to be the horse who would show speed from the outside and maybe make the leader. I mean, I know he's not exactly a blazer, or she's not exactly a blazer, and she does have good tactical speed if she has to sit, but I thought they were going to go forward with her.
Exotic West, the number 1's improved by leaps and bounds since being stretched out in distance, first by Ray Handel, then by Gary Siaka. Let's watch her most recent start, returning to the main track. She's now won her last 2 races on dirt, including a race going 1 1/8 at Saratoga. The race we're watching right now is a 1-turn mile event, and Exotic West did what she had to do. This is a $50,000 starter allowance. She's just better than these horses on this day. It's a big step up in class.
It really is. It feels like a very tough spot for her. I actually thought she ran really well in here, Dan. I thought this was a win that might be a little bit better than that, short diminishing margin suggests. Going a little bit, before we picked that replay up, she had to sit a little bit in some traffic on the turn, just had to wait to get a run when she got it. I really like the move that she made to take that race over. I thought she ran really well last time. This is a very tough spot for her, though.
I respect the versatility of the 2 Kiss the Girl. She can run well sprinting. She can run well going long, whether it's turf or whether it's dirt. She was beaten by Miss Leslie last time out. She kind of made a bit of an early move. Miss Leslie was able to just corral her turning into the stretch and be better than Kiss the Girl on that day. She was entered in the Keeneland January sale. I had talked to Michael Trombetta a couple of weeks before. He was hoping to convince the 3 Diamonds folks to take her out. He still thinks she can step, and here she is.
Yeah, I mean, she makes some sense in this race. I mean, I think if you go back and watch the Carousel last time, you're going to have a tough time taking her to turn the tables off of Miss Leslie. I mean, this filly, or mare rather, I thought got a perfectly good trip in that race, had every chance, and Miss Leslie was just a lot better than she was. I guess the advantage for Kiss the Girl is, Dan, she's way more tactical than that horse. She can get this distance. And so, listen, maybe she just falls into another really good trip here and can do a little bit better this time.
The ladies' handicap will be the first time going 2 turns for the number 3 Vienna Code, 12-1 on the morning line, coming off a victory in a 1-turn mile race. The race will show you right now our Formulator race replay, getting through her New York bred conditions. And she just sweeps on the outside here. And again, she's better than these horses. I think she ran well than the bare figure indicates. There wasn't a ton of pace. She came from slightly off of it. And as you see, she wins very comfortably.
Yeah, this is a very easy win. I think it's clearly the best race that this mare's ever run in her life. So I guess that's a good thing as they step her up in class here and stretch her out. It was a super slow pace in that race. I mean, they were crawling. So it's no surprise that Vienna Code had plenty left in the stretch there, but she still ran well.
The 4 Battle Bling is still eligible for a non-winners of 3 life, but is coming off a good race against open 62.5 optional claimers. Let's watch that 1-turn mile at Aqueduct right now. And this one had to come 4 wide on the turn and into the stretch. And for a brief second, it looks like Battle Bling is going to get the better of favored Maiden Beauty. Maiden Beauty is able to fend off Battle Bling. And I guess, even if you could say this is a bad loss, she's got all of the momentum. I guess you could say she was flattered when Maiden Beauty came back to win the Bay Ridge for New York Breds with a 93 buyer. It looks like this filly has some upside.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Maiden Beauty did come back and run another good race. So I guess maybe that mitigates it a little bit because I'm with you. I thought Battle Bling hung last time. But Maiden Beauty, she is a pretty good horse. I don't know. I thought she hung last time, Dan. Her most recent dirt start, which was going this distance at Saratoga in an off the turf race, looked like she kind of hung that day too. Had the horse on the lead's number in the stretch, could not get by her. I don't know. Her recent form's fine. I didn't really want to bet her, especially at 5-2.
She moves from one higher percentage barn to another from Danny Gargan, claimed out of the last race by Rob Atras. We have a Rob Atras formulator fact. All these horses in stakes races in New York racing without Lasix past 355 days, almost a year on dirt. Lasix off, 31% for Atras, $3.04 return on investment. Here's the one they're all going to have to beat. Miss Leslie for high percentage Mid-Atlantic-based trainer Claudio Gonzalez. She has won 3 in a row, 2 stakes, both around 2 turns at Laurel, including this race, the Carousel, going 1 mile and an eighth. And she was wide for most of the way in this race, Mike, and she continued on the outside through the turn, made the lead, and was just the best as the favorite. 91 Beyer speed figure, that's a career high, and looks to be coming into this race in good form.
Yeah, I mean, 3 wins in a row. She comes here off consecutive Beyer tops. This is a very easy win, as you say, off of a wide trip in this race. 2 starts back when she won that another stakes race at Laurel. Maybe a little bit of a better trip that day, got to save some ground at least, but still another really nice performance to take that race over after a wide move on the second turn. I don't know, Dan. I just like the form that she comes into this race in. The distance is no problem. It just feels like there's a lot to like about it. This is a very good spot.
And I like that Gonzalez called an audible here because the Laurel track's basically been unusable for training over the last 2 weeks. He got this horse a workout at Pimlico. It seems like she's coming into the race in good form. We've got a formulator fact for Gonzalez. It's a fairly recent one. Last out winners on dirt, 4-year-olds and up, 40% winners, a 288 ROI. That's over the last 2 months or so. Let's look at the horse that Mike believes, and he might be right. It's going to control the pace. Another horse that's improved greatly with the addition of distance. That's the 6. It's Cold into Hair. This is a horse that's won 4 out of her last 6 starts, 3 out of 4 since being stretched out. Was a very comfortable winner last time out at Churchill Downs. Good trip that day, pressing a slow pace, but in very good form and claimed by Linda Rice.
Yeah, very good trip last time. They just put her right up there outside the leader, took that race over as soon as she was ready to do so. It was a very easy win. I thought she ran okay 2 starts back as well, Dan. That Keeneland race, which seemed like it came against a little bit of a better field. They actually used her speed that day, but the horse that made the front was just too good for her. I thought she actually ran an okay third that day. Her recent form's fine. I think she's going to get a great trip in this race. She's the kind of horse I could use somewhere. I didn't necessarily want to pick her or bet her at a short price, but I think she's a major player in here.
Well, let's take a look at our top picks for the Sunday race of the day. Miss Leslie has all the credentials, Mike, and I have noticed that she has shown the ability to stay a little bit closer to the pace. So if this is bunched up and it turns into a sprint for home, she might have just too much stamina for this field as well as class. I like how she overcame the wide trip last time.
Yeah, I just like her as a horse overall, and obviously I like her recent form as well. I just felt like she was the horse to beat in here, Dan, and I couldn't really talk myself into any of the alternatives in this race. I just feel like Ms. Leslie's supposed to be really tough in this race.
I'm hoping you're wrong about Battle Bling, but I understand everything you say. She might have a little bit of hang in her. It was a pretty good field she was in against last time out, but it's pretty depressed on the morning line. I believe she's 5-2, and that's just a little bit too light for me. Maybe she will drift. 5-6-1-2 for Mike, 4-5-6-2 for me. It's the Sunday race of the day, the ladies handicap at Aqueduct. Good luck.